All right, Jody, I'm going to take you through your presentation. Um, and I'm going to take you through the slides and the feedback, and then talk just about the presentation in general. Okay? So, using the link that you provided, this is what takes me to your site, and I am in the preview site. So, this photo is fantastic. The feedback that Gina and I had is that I don't think you necessarily needed stock photos. There were little tiny glitches, like there were these extra text boxes that didn't need to be there. So it seemed a little disjointed in that aspect, and just including more real life photos from your experience would have benefited you as well. Again, not huge points or anything, but just future. Professional philosophy statement was nice. Your theorist was fantastic. And then the why you teach. So overall, it was a great job. NACI Standard 1. There we go. You talked about, so NACI Standard 1, a couple of things. I gave you guys a shell, and it had the standard and all of the components, and I do not see that here. The other thing that I do not see is that you have the standard, but you don't have each of the components listed individually with their document or artifact. So you have 1B here, and then you have 1C here, but each one should have an artifact. B.F. Skinner is a great theorist to use when talking about child development, because it makes sense. Standard 2. This is what I was talking about. This is missing on the first slide. But then I believe, yeah, perfect. Okay, so then from this point on, it looks pretty good. Building family and community relationships. You have a multicultural library, so it's how you word it is important, right? And then B would be supporting engaging families, and then your classroom parent board, and then your theorist. Standard 3, you should have 4. So Center of Disease Control, or CDC. Portfolio, because you have such great experience, it would have been nice to see if you have a portfolio. And then NACI, and then Smart Support. Smart Support has a logo, so we were confused on the education part there. And then your theorist. So you should have 4 areas. So creating a classroom collage, I thought that would be a classroom, like a parent board, or like with children, like different photos and everything else. But the artifact doesn't really match what understanding positive relationships. you know what I mean? Like there was a disconnect on that one. The next one is knowing and understanding effective strategies, SPS moments. I don't, maybe this is the logo, but because you didn't have time to go through them, you have lesson plans that you've used. So having your lesson plan would be good. And then anecdotal notes. If you don't use a form or you couldn't use a form, I understand that one. But then Kohlberg's moral development. And moving on to 5. Moving on to standard 5. It's context knowledge and building meaningful curriculum. There should be 3 here. So A is understanding content knowledge and resources for academic disciplines. I understand that you have performing class concert. I wonder if a lesson plan would be better as it has the movement, creative art, and then knowing and understanding, knowing and utilizing central concepts might be another one for that cooperative learning classroom. I don't know if you're using cooperative learning classroom or if this is just for you to say, like, this looks like a textbook, or I just don't understand the rationale behind it. I mean, it makes sense in one way if I'm thinking about it. But if you're not currently using it, then I don't know how you're connecting it to your portfolio. Arizona Early Learning Standards is implementing that developmentally meaningful and challenging curriculum. So, other options, so Standard 6. So this is that SPS online app, and again, you have the logo before, but if I would have known that SPS online was a Sunrise preschool, it's not spelled out. So if it was a Sunrise preschool system or whatever, then that would be more clear for someone viewing your portfolio. So this is engaging in informed advocacy, which was nice about the disabilities, and then your theorist. So you have your theorist here, and then you have 1, 2 artifacts, but you should have had 5. Standard 7, your infant toddler internship.
Domino.
And your preschool internship. So there you go. Thank you. One thing to note is that when you were presenting, you had your back towards myself and Gina, and kind of reading off the screen and or the projection. So to increase your scores, turn around and rehearse those moments. I know that 10 minutes doesn't seem like a lot of time, but it is the amount of time that everyone received for your presentation. So it is doable with a little bit of practice. Thank you so much.